Okay. Well, welcome to our new moon musings group. The month of March, tomorrow is the first day of spring, or as we would just call it, Ostara. We start the new season of the year because astrologically the year starts tomorrow. So it's basically New Year's Eve for some people. We're going to take advantage of the fact that the new moon is in Pisces to release and create dreaming with boundaries. Okay. This is a big energy right now for the new years since the Pisces moon is ending the year just as Aries is beginning the next day. So, this is a good place to say, that was really great. And we're really grateful for that, but we're kind of done. And we're not going to do that anymore. Okay. So, first things first, I don't know if I've introduced myself, and I know I've met Camilla. She looks very familiar, and I think she's been in the store. But Bella, have you ever been in the store before? Have I met you before?
No, I'm here first time. So I joined your website and I was watching the events and I was watching the products that you were posting. And I'm interested in one of your services, but I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I won't do the whole commercial of this is me. So, let me
Yeah.
turn on my overhead light because my timer is going to turn off one of my lights. Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Okay. There we go. Now you can see me better.
Yeah, thank you.
But when we do the meditation at the end, when we start putting our bundle together, I will dim the lights. And I do that because I want it to be more of a meditative state. Because even though we will be doing our dream bundle and making it in a meditative state, you got to kind of see what you're doing. So, but I will lower them down so that it's not so stark.
Right.
All right. So the new moon falling in Pisces and it being the end of the year. Um, Last month, the Aquarius new moon was all about the future and the collective future of what we had to hold. And Pisces is about more of the inner soul and finding closure because it's the end of the astrological year. In 2026, with this moon specifically, it is a lot more potent because it sits near Saturn and Neptune. And this creates dreaming with boundaries energy, meaning I can dream as much as I want, but it's not daydreaming. This is about looking around and deciding which dreams that you want to make manifest in this reality. Okay. And making that work. So, the key theme for this new moon is releasing and forgiving. You want to clear out that emotional attic, um, before the new year begins tomorrow. You need to pay attention to your dreams and your synchronicities right now. That's happening a lot for me. Like I said the other day, I think it was on a Saturday. I thought to myself, I could really do with 3 readings today and be happy because I'll have made my quota for the day. So I could really do 3 readings today. That morning, 2 hours later, I had a young lady call going, me and my 2 friends want to come in for a reading. So pay attention to those synchronicities because the minute I said, I was like, damn, that manifested quick. So be very careful what you wish for. Okay. Because if you start wishing for that elephant, you don't want it showing up in your living room. Okay. Follow your gut feelings. If there's anything I can tell anybody that takes any of my classes or comes in for any services that I offer, is that always, always, always follow your intuition. That gut feeling of this doesn't fit me, follow it. Okay. Always pay attention to it, but do it more right now than you would before. Okay. Because that gut feeling, it doesn't really have a vocabulary. It's just a feeling of, I really need to do this, or I really need to not do this, or I need to just write it out right now and see what happens next. What's your intuition telling you? Okay. This is also a time for a quiet void. There's been online, I noticed today that a lot of people were saying how wonky the energy is. It's because it's going from that really smooth crystal reflecting pool of Pisces into the lightning strike of an Aries. Okay. So right now, if you feel like you can't come up with any ideas, or you're really struggling to like process stuff, first of all, Mercury is in retrograde. It goes direct tomorrow. Thank you, Sekhmet. And so that should help a lot with that miscommunication, and the feeling of the fogginess should start lifting tomorrow. So that's going to help too. But right now, we need to allow ourselves to sit in the quiet without really knowing what's going to happen. Just being in that moment of, I don't know what's next, but you know what? I'm a goddess and I'm going to create what's next. How am I going to do that? I don't need to worry about that right now. I just need to focus on that intent of creating things after it becomes apparent to me what I need to know. Which is why we have our little piece of paper that we're going to use for our bundle. Okay. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Is everybody with me so far?
No, that's perfect. So you were basically suggesting to create an affirmation that we're going to stick to.
We'll be talking about that. We will be talking about that. So here's what we're going to need. So you need to have a small scrap of fabric. Now, I like my dream bundles to be a little bit bigger so that I can find them easily. So I went and basically got what's called a quilting square. I think I got it for $4 at the Mills End, but mine's a little bit bigger. Your bundle can be as big or as small as you'd like it to be. If you do not have, yeah, see, full on scarf. Yeah, exactly.
From
If you
Amazon.
right, exactly. If you don't have fabric, you could simply use something like a paper towel. Okay. One of the things that I'm very big on is use what you have at hand. You don't have to necessarily go nutballs over it. Okay. If you don't have it, that's okay. If you have black thread instead of silver, that's okay. A witch can look at that thread and go, this is now a silver thread. And oops, it's a silver thread, because that was your intent when you were focusing on that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we got to get our fabric out, and we're going to set it kind of in front of us, because we're going to set out our supplies. And then what we're going to do is go through the instructions of what the meditation will look like. Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll go into the meditation and we'll put our bundle together, and then we'll talk about how it felt, what we need, kind of like a group dynamic. And when we feel all done, I will encourage you to eat and drink something. You should always eat and drink after you do any kind of magical work to ground yourself. So, okay. So because Pisces rules this subconscious and the dream state, we're not going to make a to-do list. Okay, because to-do lists, your subconscious, and now before I continue, just a FYI for you ladies, if you both identify pronoun identification, I should have probably have done that. He, she, her for both of you, or should I not assume?
She.
She also. And I apologize. I look so young on the on the screen for some reason, but I'm over 50. So
Girl, I'm over 52. I call everybody a young lady. I call my mom a young
Yeah.
lady. Young lady. She
But
looks
look
right at
at
me. She goes, "Girl, I am your mother." I'm like, doesn't matter. Young
Yeah.
lady, get your ass over here. So one of the things I do want to say is I have the vocabulary of a trucker with an accent of a sailor. I cuss a lot. So if cussing bothers you, please let me know and I will try to like rein that in. But when it comes to being in that dream state, okay, we're not going to make to-do lists because the subconscious is like, what do you want from me? To-do list means nothing to the subconscious. That's a frontal lobe thing of get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. The subconscious has to do with what energy is swirling around me. What is happening in the background that I'm not picking up, but my subconscious is. Okay. So what we're going to do with this meditation and with this project that we're doing for New Moon is we're going to connect the subconscious and we're going to connect it into our dream bundle. So you can put this underneath your pillow or you can put it up on your nightstand near your head while you're sleeping, because what it's going to do is invite guidance to you while you sleep. It's going to keep you, if you do astral project, it's going to keep you in your, where you can come back where you are and not get stuck elsewhere. I have had people ask me if I've seen that happen. The answer is yes, a few times. But they were always with a person who could go and retrieve them and knew how to bring them back.
Any questions? So do we need to come up with a question before we do that, or it's just for
Nope, we'll get there. Okay, so we already got our piece of fabric. You're going to want to make sure that you have your small piece of paper. Now, I have like a little Post-it note. You don't need much, so I can cut the Post-it note in half with no problem at all. You're going to want a pen. It says here teal or red. Red for Aries coming up, but you can write with any color you'd like. I'm going to use black. Or in fact, you know what? I have teal.
I have a red.
Mine is teal as requested.
That's fine. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I have my art markers right here. I think I have a teal. That looks teal. Okay. All right. So you want to make sure that that's nearby where all of your stuff is at. Okay. Now, you want a piece of thread or ribbon. Now, in my apothecary, I make things with Chinese knotting cords, which are the silky, thicker ones. You can use regular thread. You can use a ribbon. Okay. But what I do is I'm going to use gray or silver, I should say.
Do we need a lot or something
What
like
I
that?
was going to say is you take it and you measure it out the longest width of your piece of material. Now, if you have a huge piece of material, it's going to take more twine to wrap it up, and you need enough thread or twine, silver cording, to make sure that you can make 3 knots in it.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So what I was going to do is measure it as long as your longest side of your material and then double it.
Okay.
Well, Anya, I have a question for you. So I wasn't able to find silver thread, but I got gold. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
Now,
Lovely.
I don't
you.
know if you guys are using Chinese knotting cords or if you're familiar with it, but if you do use them, the best way to make sure any thread that's thick does not fray is to burn the ends a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to take my cord and I'm going to set it next to my fabric because that's one of the last things that we're going to use in our meditation. But you still need to have it in reach because we do have part of the meditation where we're charging that cord.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see what's next. Our herbs. Now I have both mugwort and lavender. Now for me, when I put them in the middle of my bundle, I will probably do that after as I'm doing my spell, but I have my own little jars because I use these in my spell jars and other things that I make for clients. So I have both lavender and I have mugwort. Sea salt.
Lavender.
You,
Is that okay?
that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I have it so that I just have the leaves and the, roots and such. So this is the mugwort and this is the lavender.
Okay.
During the time that you're going to be putting your herbs in your bundle, that's when you can decide how big of a piece of that you want to put in. And if you have salt on hand, you can use that as a protection or a purifying thing.
Right.
So
Black
now, black salt's fine.
into Venus.
Okay, so the next thing is we're going to get our anchoring stones and make sure they're close to us. The anchoring stones, these are going to ground us during our astral travel. Okay, it's very important. So I have smoky, I don't have smoky quartz. I have black tourmaline. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's fine. So I'm going to put those next to my fabric as well. All right. And then I would really recommend that if you are the kind of person to write notes, that you have your journal nearby, because when we're done with our meditation, I will give you a few minutes to write down your impressions from that meditation. And then we can either share that or just discuss separately, however you two ladies would like to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you do have moon water or a little spritzer of water that you want to use the mists of the Piscean moon, you can have that next to you as well. But you only need very, very, very little. You don't want to make the herbs too wet, because if you do, they'll mold after time, and you don't want that in your spell.
Mhm.
So moon water, you mean like the water charged under the moonlight?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of rocks next to me. Maybe I should move them somewhere else so they don't interfere. What do you think?
I don't find that they have a tendency to interfere unless you feel that need that
Like
they
crystals.
will interfere.
Okay.
Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to explain how we're going to do it now that we have everything that we need in place. Okay. So to answer your question, Bella, what are we going to be writing down? You're going to be writing down what you would like clarity on. So for example, show me the next step in my career. Help me release my fear of XYZ. It could be help me release a bad habit. Now, you're not going to write it now. We're going to write it during the meditation. But I wanted to give this to you first. So I'm going to give you a short minute of quiet so that you guys can think about what would your dream question be. Okay. Do you feel like you've kind of got a good idea of what you want to do? All right. So as we're assembling it, we're going to be placing different things in the middle and the center of that fabric. And here's why, just so you understand how it will look. We're going to put it in the middle, and then we're going to bring it all up into kind of like a little knapsack. And then we're going to tie it around there. Okay.
Any quick question. What if I don't have a question for the universe? I just want something to get resolved successfully.
Then put that. How can I?
Just a wish.
Right. If you want something to be resolved, usually that takes work on your part to resolve it. So you're looking for clarity on the resolution of XYZ.
Yeah.
Okay. So clarify, or how do I best resolve XYZ?
And I need to write it down?
Yeah, you will when we go through the meditation.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you do have a mist of moon water, that's fine, and you can use it during that part. But we will be also charging herbs with our hands. And when in the meditation, I'm going to say, cup your hands over your herbs. You're going to put your hands over your herbs because we're going to have a part in the meditation where we put the herbs in the middle of the fabric. Okay. Just so you know, when we get to the point where we tie and set it with 3 knots, I'm going to say, I dream, I remember, I awaken. I'm going to ask you to repeat that back, because that hearing yourself saying it, hearing other people say it, it locks that intent in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So before we start the guided meditation, does anybody need a glass of water? Do you need to grab anything before we get started? If you do, I'm going to go ahead and give like a couple minute break. When I see you both back in the camera, we'll go ahead and we'll begin our guided meditation. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So how you liking it so far, Camilla? Are you having fun?
Yes, a lot. Enjoying a lot.
Oh, good. Good.
Excited for the next part.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It's been a while since doing magic with other people, so it's kind of fun to have someone to do it with.
Nice.
Thank you, Camila. You inspired me for the lavender. I just wanted to get a fresh one.
Nice.
Okay. So first thing we're going to do is get into a comfortable position, because remember, we're going to be meditating while we're doing this. I have attention deficit disorder. I do better with meditations when I'm active during it. Trance dancing, very successful for me because my body's moving. So that's why my meditations are kind of interactive, I guess. So get yourself as comfortable as you can. Please put your feet as flat on the floor as you can. I'm short, so if I was in a taller chair, at least get them pointed down towards the ground. Okay. We're going to close our eyes if you so choose. And we're going to inhale for a count of 4. And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to exhale to the count of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These long exhales are signaling your nervous system that it is safe to let go. Another big deep breath in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pick up the stones that you have. Put them in your hands. Feel the coldness, the weight of those stones. Imagine its energy sinking in through your palms, going up your arm, down through your body, and dropping like it's an anchor in the center of the earth. Remember your breathing. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. While you're holding your stones, pick up your silver cording or gold cording. Visualize these silver strands wrapping around the stones and following the same pathway as the stones did up your arm, down your chest, in through your chakras, and roots are now growing out into the core of that earth, connecting the cord with your body. Feel that lovingly wrap around you as an anchor that locks you into your physical room to make sure that you can always find your way back. So we're going to set down the cord and the stones, and we're going to pick up our herbs. And we're going to put our herbs into the very middle of the fabric.
And do we need to wrap them?
Not yet.
Not yet. Just put them.
Not yet. So now that the herbs are in the middle of your fabric, if you have a little mister, now is the time to mist it with your moon water or whatever it is that you would like as far as water goes to honor. Like I have a mister here that's called Healer Sealer. And I just sprayed it once. Okay. Now, using your hands. Oh, are we all ready? Are our herbs in the middle? Wonderful. Taking our hands together and rubbing them slightly. I'd like you to envision a soft indigo colored glow. It kind of feels like a mist off of the ocean. Indigo is a purple blue. It's the color of the deepest oceans. It's also the same color as the third eye. Imagine that mist building in between your hands. Now we're going to take our hands and put them over our herbs, and we're going to envision the mist of the new moon filling those herbs with the Piscean energy of this new moon. And once you're done charging your herbs, remember to take a big deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now allow the Piscean energy and the wonderful, beautiful darkness of the new moon enveloping the room that you're in. Now with that indigo mist still slightly on your hands, pick up your paper and your pen and write down your question. When you're done writing it down, I'm going to fold mine. And we're going to set it on top of the herbs in our bundle. Taking your hands, cupping them over your question, your herbs. Now what you're going to do is you're going to just let the last of that misty purple, yummy Piscean energy run out into that. Go ahead and we're going to pick up the silver cord and our stones again. Put them in your hand and kind of cup them. I have them doing kind of like this. Focus on that cord, connecting your solar plexus, your center of power, to the center of the earth. And remember that that cord follows the pathway that the stones in our bundle have already made for us. We're going to take in a deep breath, and we're going to say to the cord, this cord is infinitely flexible but unbreakable. This cord is infinitely flexible but unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
So now we're going to add our stones to our bundle. And we're going to make our little bundle now by pulling the corners up and making a little pouch for it. As we do, once you get it all in the middle, my recommendation would be to twist that top to lock it in place so that you can feel safe at all times. We're then going to wrap our cord around it twice. We're not going to knot it yet. We're just getting it so that it won't leak out. And our dream bundle will bring us the answer to our query or help us with what we've asked for. Once you have that wrapped up, and I know we'll go on to the next part, so let me know when you're ready. Okay, Bella, thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to make our first knot, and we're going to say, I dream, I remember, I awaken. I dream, I remember, I awaken. We're going to make our second knot and say it again. I dream, I remember,
I remember.
I awaken.
I awaken.
And last time, I dream, I remember,
Remember.
I awaken.
I remember.
I awaken. So now we're going to take this and we're going to hold it up to our hearts. And we're going to close our eyes and focus again on our breathing. Inhaling 2, 3, 4. Holding 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Allow your consciousness to rise out of your body and float up towards the ceiling. When you look down, you can see your physical body. It's resting peacefully. Glance down now and see that beautiful cord glowing brightly, keeping you connected, yet disconnected. Feel yourself float and allow yourself to focus on the question you are asking of the new moon. Feel the vastness around you, how far you can go. There's no limitation. That beautiful cord is shining safely, knowing you can come back whenever you'd like. Gently start using that cord to reel yourself back to your body. Feel your consciousness slide back into your physical form. Feel your feet on the ground, your butt in the seat, the back of the chair against your back. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Feel the click of being back inside your body, knowing that you are back safe and that you can redo this journey whenever you like, and you can do it safely. When you're all done, go ahead and open up your eyes and write anything that you feel you need to write down from that meditation before you lose that information. Okay. So, ladies, would you like to share anything about what you enjoyed or learned? Any want to discuss anything? Now's the time.
I have a question for you. So I always
Sure.
charge rocks under the moon, but it's always like either full moon or bright, shiny moon or something like that, shiny moon. Should we charge under new moon as well, like crystals?
With crystal charging, when you know what the phases of the moon and how they affect things, um, it depends on what you want that stone to do, what you're programming it for, what is its intent. So, for example, if you want it to grow something or build something, like for you, you wanted a resolution for something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want that resolution, you're going to do it at the new moon. So as the moon grows in, like back here behind me, the phases of the moon, here's the new moon. So
Mm-hmm.
as the new moon grows to the full moon, so does the resolution. Now, if you want something to decrease or get rid of, you're going to do full moon to new moon. Okay. Because that is how witches and a lot of energy runs, because we follow these phases of the moon. So if I want to really release something and I want to decrease something, like let's say for example bills or a habit, like I'm a cigarette smoker, so if I want to lessen the habit of smoking, I would do full moon to the new moon. And then with the new moon, I would ask for more health or more activity. Do you understand where I'm going there with that, Bella?
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So it really depends on what amethyst is a healing stone. Well, you're doing it at a full moon, you're releasing and cleansing and getting all of the ook off of it. If you're burying it at a new moon, you're charging it to do what it is you want it to do.
Yeah, I know that, but my question is more like about charging the stone. Like I find personally efficient when I charge tourmaline and it's a ring, and I believe it gives me more protection after I charge it. So, and I know,
Absolutely.
yeah, when I see bright, shiny, like moonlight, I always try to put my stones under that because I wear a lot of bracelets. You see, even now, I just charge them all the time. But I just find that useful. The
Oh,
energy is.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And with the new moon, it's all about what are you bringing to you? What do you want to grow with?
Mhm.
Um, and if that doesn't feel right to you, you do you. There's no right or wrong here. It's what feels right to you. If that feels right to you, great. I know my best friend that I've known for over 30 years now, she will not cut her hair anytime during the month unless it is the 3 days before on or the 3 days after a new moon,
Mhm.
because excuse me, because she wants her hair to grow longer and thicker and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I see.
it really is very dependent on what works for you, Bella.
Yeah. Yeah, I also try to do the same when it's like the moon is decreasing, so it's not good to cut your hair. I know that, but if you want to maintain the style, that's a perfect time. But
Right.
the growing moon, it's good to cut your hair because the hair will be growing like longer and stronger. I know all these moon
Mhm.
cycles as well.
Yeah. So when it comes to charging crystals, oh yeah, there's very few crystals that I know of that don't need to be cleansed and charged. And one of the most well-known ones of those is what's called a Super 7. And we have some here in the store, but there's like 7 different crystals. There's fluorite and amethyst and citrine and seven of them. This is a very large chunk of it. Here, let me get my flashlight so you can see it better.
Yeah. So my amethyst is like this.
Oh, beautiful.
So
It's very pretty.
this is a super 7.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Very
So
pretty.
it's, yeah, but this is a raw piece and it's a very large piece. I had a student gift me this. But this is the only stone that we sell here at If the Broom Fits that doesn't necessarily have to be charged or cleansed. All stones need to be charged and cleansed. The reason hematite breaks is because it can't do it anymore. It's absorbed as much energy as it can. It's done. It's what we in the crystal industry call dead. It's burnt. There's nothing left in it for it to give. That's why it cracked. Crystals are also known to crack if they take a hit for you, meaning somebody was attacking you psychically or something was supposed to happen, but the stone did its job in protecting you and deflecting it, and it caused it to crack.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll hear a lot of people who their jewelry break and they go, oh, damn. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then they throw it away or bury it in the earth because you took a hit for me. You sacrificed your wholeness so that I could be safe.
Yeah. My friend recently lost her husband. He died, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't believe that her wedding ring, the diamond, cracked apart. Like so.
I've heard of that before. Yeah. Because the grief can also cause it to crack because it's trying to channel so much energy that it's kind of like a hematite. It can't do it. It'll break. Even, I mean, diamonds are used to, power things. Electrical currents go through it. Why would the energy of a person's body be any different?
Yeah. I also have a little plate like that. I don't remember the name of it though, but it's also helping to clean the rocks.
Oh, yeah. It's a selenite plate.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, selenite's an amplifier and a cleanser. White, purity, cleansing.
Yeah. So I don't have to charge that under the moonlight sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially, when I go to the gym, it's a lot of people. And if you do something better than them, you never know what kind of energy you get. So I kind of feel like my bracelets become so heavy. So I have to put them on a plate, clean them for the night, and next morning they work again.
Yep, exactly. It's kind of like plugging in your, smartwatch,
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Mine come out of my pocket and they go right near my window. And in my meditative space, there's a hole in my blind where this moonlight always comes through and hits it to charge it or, amplify it or cleanse it if that's what it needs. So, yeah, absolutely.
Lovely.
I have just one question.
Sure.
Is there any problem, like if we use the bundle in the night, like for instance, I sleep with my husband. If I put it like close in the bed, is it okay with him?
I don't think it will affect anybody except for who you intend it to affect. You did this for you in a meditative space for you. So if anything, he's your husband. So you share energy all the time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, So, sometimes that stuff can rub off. For my husband, he is psychic, just as psychic, if not maybe a little bit more than I am, as far as foresight and such. So I let him know I have my dream bundle out, but he's a Cancer, Scorpio moon, Cancer sun, Scorpio moon. So for him, having Piscean energy, it's just another water thing for him. And he knows it's my magical work, so it won't really affect him. And if the husband doesn't believe in it, I don't believe what you're doing, it'll have absolutely no effect on him at all because it's intent. His intent is it's actually nothing. It's no big deal. Oh, she's just doing her silly girl stuff, you know? And if that's what he's doing, it's probably going to have very little effect on him. If it does have an effect on him, that means that he has a little bit more gifts than he wants to acknowledge. And there's some men who are scared absolutely shitless of that. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I don't think it will affect him at all. If I'm remembering your husband from his visit,
Yeah.
he was with you, right?
Yes. He was. But
he was like, and I could hear his thoughts. He's like, "Oh, that's really cute. Well, you do you. I'm just gonna stand here and play with my phone, you know." And I got really I mean, he had big, thick walls up because he was like, "No, I don't want to talk. I don't want to interact. I just want my lady to do what this is making her happy, and that's all I care about."
yes.
You know? Yeah. Right. And so I really don't think it's going to affect him. This is for you. This is your energy saying, this is what I need to know. Please use my dream state and my subconscious to communicate with me. And you asked a direct question, whereas he did not. So it's really going to affect you more because it's your energy that was written into that paper. Now, if you had him write down something and put it in there, might be a little bit of a different effect, but I also don't recommend that because you don't want to screw around with another person's will.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
Ethically, as a witch, that's a big no-no. I will do gray magic, but black magic, I do very few and far between. And even if I do black magic, I am very, very, very staunch on the ethic of you don't affect a person's right to choose for themselves. Their will is left intact completely and totally. So even in dark magic, I can keep it from affecting a person because it's going to a specific source. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So any question for you? So we made this thing and we need to sleep on it for how long?
I would do it until the next new moon.
Okay.
Because that's gonna give you a full cycle. Because like if you think about it, it's all a cycle. You know, we got the astrological wheel. We're exiting Pisces and going into Aries. Okay. So you want that full circle because that gives the universe more time to confirm what it is you need to know. To give you those coincidental, inspirational moments of, hey, what if I said this? Okay. So like, for example, Bella, you're looking for a resolution. It brings to mind a time that I had to go into court for a cop who wrote me a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. And I worked in an ER. As an interpreter, I always wear my seatbelt. I'm very harried about it because I've seen what not wearing one can do. And he wrote me this ticket and I was like, no, we're going to court. I had on my damn seatbelt. So we get in there and I was sitting in court and the judge, she made it very clear, you have to convince me that you know what you're talking about and that what happened in this ticket did not happen. And I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there just at the end and she goes, do you have any other questions? And I was sitting there thinking and I'm like, okay, just give me something here. What is the one thing that's going to make this judge go, excuse you? What? Type of thing. And I hear the cop has got his sunglasses. I'm a man, sunglasses, that wrap around his whole head. Oh, I'm cool. I'm a big 6'2", big muscular guy, man, and his glasses are up here. I grew up back in the 80s. I'm a Gen Xer. I was born in 69. I was always taught when you walk into a courtroom, your glasses come, sunglasses come off your head, hats come off your head. You take off your coat. You are very polite. This is a place of la 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 la. And he's got his big, ski glasses up on his head. And I heard, ask him if he wears corrective lenses. And so I did. I looked right and I said, yes, Your Honor, I do have another question. And I said, it's for the officer. And she goes, go ahead and ask him. And I looked right at the officer and I said, do you wear corrective lenses? Girls, I am not kidding you. The judge went, okay. So this dream bundle is going to help you to catch that intuition and, oh, I need to ask a question. So you may think that this is just an innocent question, but it may be that immediate question might make other people go, wait, what? Type of thing. So this gives that whole month cycle that ability to build up that momentum. Remember, it's an energy building thing to get it to come back to you, right? Kind of like we do with our cord when we astral project out and we do that magic. It takes time sometimes to reel ourselves back in. Sometimes it's not just the silver bullet that fixes it. Sometimes we got to work a little bit to file that bullet down so it fits in the gun correct, the pew correctly.
And a question. So does it have to be under the pillow or under the bed is fine? Like I keep my tourmaline.
You can do it under what feels right to you. Energy, movement, and magic or witchcraft, whatever vocabulary you would like to insert here. Okay.
Yeah, this one is big. It's going to be very high.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you could put it on your nightstand. You could put it under your bed. In fact, when I do Reiki for my mom and I'm actually visiting her, my dad is a gem collector and he likes chunks. He doesn't like little itty bitty. No, my dad likes, like this Super 7 that I showed you. This is a small rock to my dad. Okay. He likes chunks of raw. And I'll go around and I'll go root chakra, sacral chakra, power chakra, heart chakra, and I'll grab them and I'll actually get down on the floor and under her bed, I will line them up in the order of the chakras so that while she's laying there and doing the work, I can have the stones help me because I'm a certified crystal Reiki master. And so I'll do that and then do my other Reiki on top of that. And then there's other things I kind of fold into there. And so if you want to put it under your bed, you can. I would recommend that if you do put it under your bed, you put it under where your head is going to lay the most, because then that way it goes along with the dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
If either of you are cannabis users at night, please know that cannabis does squelch dreams and REM sleep. So you may want to consider medicating or recreationally enjoying yourself 2 or 3 hours before you go to sleep and not right before you go to bed to go to sleep. If you're looking for dreams to help you to process this kind of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But other things like magnesium is okay before bed.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. This is an enhancement of what you're already doing. This is in addition to, not in substitution of.
Great.
So this is giving it, here in America, we have the saying, this is giving it a little kick in the ass.
Perfect. And the last question, how do we dispose this bag?
When you're done with it, you can take it apart. You can throw away, say thank you, of course. Be grateful because it's full of magic and it's full of your energy. So you want to make sure that you reclaim what belongs to you. But what doesn't belong to you, you're grateful for, and you can either put it in the trash. If it's biodegradable, you can bury it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever bury salt. You will kill the earth. Nothing grows where salt has been put in the earth anywhere from 5 to 10 years and sometimes more. When Rome conquered other countries, the first thing the soldiers were told to do was to salt their fields so nothing could grow for 5 to 10 years. So if you're going to have salt, and if you do have salt in this bag, you might want to say, thank you so much. I appreciate your service, and throw it in the trash. instead of throwing it outside. Now, if you use eggshells instead, throw those outside. Eggshells are great fertilizer. But salt will burn your lawn. It'll kill your flowers. I mean, it's destructive. It's creative, but it is also very destructive, which is one of the reasons we witches rely on it so much for protection, because it doesn't burn.
Yeah. Bury old candles in the ground.
Yeah.
Old candles.
Yeah,
these
old
are-
candles old candles are fine. I know of a woman who always she has a pot on her wooden stove, and she'll burn it until, I mean, she's burned it a couple of times, but it's specifically for that, so that she can release that candle from the candle wax. But that's not something I thank you so much, trash can.
Mhm.
I mean, people live in apartments. They can't have candles anymore. They can't have open flame. They can't bury stuff because you're not allowed to dig on an apartment complex, grounds. So unless you're willing to go on a hike into a natural forest to do it, then you have to really know the ecology of that area and make sure that what you're going to plant doesn't grow and become an invasive species.
Mhm.
So as a modern witch, I have more of a habit of thank you very much, trash can. Because that way I know it will be disposed of properly. But again, there's no right, there's no wrong. You do you. Everything that I state are all suggestions to help it flow easier for you. Any other questions, comments?
Oh, I
All
do have a
right.
question. Do you do in-person events as well, or it's only online?
Yes, I do in-person events as well. In fact, for the New Moon Musings, once we get past spring, which is tomorrow, I want to try doing the New Moon Musings in person so we can get to know each other and have a group. But I do it online during the winter because you cannot pay me enough to be on the road in Portland during snow. Ain't fucking happening. I did it once. I was on the road for 12 hours. Ain't ever happening again. Okay. So once we,
Where do you live? If
What?
you don't want to come to Portland, where do you live?
I live in Beaverton.
Oh, you're my neighbor. I'm in Bethany.
Yeah. So, I mean, but again, Portland, snow, stupidity everywhere. No. So once we hit about November, usually the New Moon Musings will probably take a break because New Moon will hit around Thanksgiving, which means if New Moon hits around Thanksgiving, it's going to hit around Christmas too, or Yule.
Are you going to do anything for equinox? I would sign up for
there is something happening for Ostara on Saturday at Oaks Park. Pagan Fair is happening, and it is put on by a group called Sister Spirit. There was another event, but that was last weekend. If you go to my website, on the top it says Cauldron Bubbles when you first go in on the home page. And if you scroll down, it tells you events that I know that are happening within the pagan community. So for example, there's a 4-day Beltane festival happening. There's a 4-day Sunfest, which is Litha, or, summer solstice. There's also, a Lamas event that's going to be happening, and I just got the information on that one, so that one's not on it. That one's in August. And then another 4-day event that happens in September for Fall AQ. So when I know those are happening and I'm a leader in the pagan community in this Portland area, I'm considered an elder. So when I know they're happening, I put them on my webpage so that if you ever want to go to something, you can find something and at least know that these are safe places to go. And if you say, oh, I heard about you through Anya, everybody will go, oh, she's cool, because they'll know that you're not there to cause trouble, but they're very opening and welcoming to begin with. So, I mean, it's a great, great community up here.
Are you coming to any of those events? It would be nice to meet you in person.
I will not be at Pagan Fair. I probably won't be at Beltane because it's a 4-day camping thing. And right now, that wouldn't work because I'm running the store. The owner is out on a family emergency, probably for the next 60 days. And so I'm running the store for her. But I also, I have not added that on June 6th at another store, I will be doing a crystal ball workshop, how to scry through a crystal ball.
That's my birthday. June
Nice.
6th.
June 6th.
I should come.
So there you go. So, I mean, like I said, if you follow me on social media, you look at my website, and announcements page, have the newest thing, what's going on. We talk about the Sabbath that just recently, like this one, I believe is Ostara. I might have to update it, but I try to keep it up with the Sabbaths, talking about products that we have, services, and then the events that we know that are happening. And so I'll be updating it probably tomorrow or the beginning of next week.
Yeah, I'm on your website. I follow you on Facebook. My actual name is actually Elena. Maybe you saw me. I always put likes under
Elena. Okay. Yes. I was like, oh, Bella. I don't remember a Bella, but hey, you're here.
Yeah, it's just Google. I set it up because, I set it up a long time ago. But I'm actually Elena, who always puts likes under your posts.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just to let you guys know that we will be having another New Moon Musing, and we'll be learning about sigils. And the new moon is in Aries, which is perfect because Aries is all about go, 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 start it, get it, let's get it done, let's get it done, let's get it done. They don't necessarily follow all the way through, but they're all about let's get started.
That's exactly my husband, who has a birthday April 5th.
There you go, right? Total Aries. Well, I'm an Aries rising. And so people are always like, oh, you're an Aries. And I'm like, close. That's my rising. But my sun is Leo. But yeah, I'm all about let's get this shit done. And then about halfway through, I'm like, I need to pee and check my phone. Oh, now I'm thirsty. And I know that that's the Aries in me doing that because I got y'all started. Y'all know where you're going. Get on with it, and I have to remind myself, no, you started this, get back in there,
Right.
But the primal spark.
And I do have a request for you or something. Maybe we can get together in private and maybe you can help me with the thing that I need to get resolved.
Absolutely.
It came out of blue related to my son. And I just want to talk to you about that. Maybe you will clear the negative energy right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So what kind of service would it be? Like tarot reading probably is not going to work because
I would say let's come in and just talk.
Okay.
Once you and I can talk where we're in a place where you feel safe and you can confide a little bit more of what's going on, then I can look at you and say, these services are best for you. I'm not one of those providers that go, well, come on in and I'm going to charge you for everything. That's not me. Okay. I'm going to say, come in and talk to me. Once we start talking a little bit, I'll go, oh, okay, this is sounding more like a reading. So maybe we should have a reading, and that reading might say, you need some energy work. So whether you see me for Reiki, you see Marjorie, our other Reiki practitioner who's here in the store, or you have another Reiki practitioner you prefer, great. But during that reading, it might come out, it's time to get those chakras cleansed and buffed up and moving a little bit better than they have been. So,
okay. So should I reach out over email or...
Yeah, you could contact me over email with, hey, do you have any appointments on this day? Because some days I do have appointments, but most days I allow walk-ins. I get walk-in readings, walk-in healings all the time. So it just depends on what my schedule looks like. So if you email me, we can coordinate easier.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Camilla, anything to add? Any questions, comments?
No, I think it was great. I love the questions from Bella. Is it
Elena.
Elena? Sorry,
Elena.
it's like calling.
We're so
But
programmed to look at that little name.
yeah, I have Bella, but from Elena, and I think it was great. It was great also to learn a little bit more about you. I will probably reach you for the past life regression. I've done in the past the KHHT, which I love it, but I still have some questions, so would love to do that again. And I want to just say thank you for your time. Thank you for all the teaching, your patience. I think I feel that you gave much more than we were expected during this time. So I'm just very grateful and nice to meet you, Elena, as well. So
yeah, nice to meet you, Camila. Maybe we'll cross path and meet in person someday.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm also. I met Amy in the store this weekend. And I am a big believer of intuition, and I think that we are always in the right place at the right time. So
absolutely.
Today, maybe our path will cross again. I don't know.
So Amy, if you're gonna run an event, we're gonna sign up.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just today shared about the event that I'm doing out in the Gresham area in Southeast, in the Crystal Ball. I just got all the information from the other store owner, so I'm posting that online. We're going to have a psychic healing fair in July. I mean, there's going to be stuff coming up. Usually is when stuff ends up is starting tomorrow, because we don't have to worry about snow as much. We don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about freezing our tatas off or our toes off before we go somewhere, or when we go somewhere. So stuff will be picking up, so keep an eye on it. And we always have the event that we have here on the first Saturday of every October. We have Season of the Witch Marketplace.
Nice.
So, and I'm thinking about offering a class during the Season of the Witch Marketplace. So we'll see how that goes. We got to wait for the owner to get back from her leave and then get all of that stuff like rolling and moving and shaking. So,
okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, you ladies have a wonderful full moon, new moon. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for the workshop. We enjoyed that.
You're welcome. We'll see you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.